Hello everybody, welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. This is different. This is really different. It's time for a little watch along. Why the hell not? Because, well, look, we hit 70k today. And I've got nothing else to do. And I'm pretty sure you've got nothing else to do as well. So we're going to watch the footy together. What I was kind of thinking was that we could, I'm on the non-alcoholics as well. Let me know what you're drinking if you're having a little drop in the chat. And we'll just do a Q&A, watch the football together. Oh, I've got a timer ready. I've got loads ready. I'm really annoyed at the fact that Salah is not playing. Who is here and who has got Salah and is fuming about this? I can't believe he's done this to me. And the Liverpool team, we can have a look at it. So I'm all set up. We can have a look at the stats. We can, oh, hang on. We can have a look at the tactics. Sorry. We can have a look at the stats as the game goes on. I can basically go through what I do. Everyone's fuming, right? How do we feel about Salah not starting this game? I've got the lineups here. I can't believe it. I honestly cannot believe what he's done to me. I've had a nightmare in FPL as it is. No, Niall, you didn't. Oh my God. Crazy. Anyway, guys, obviously the chat's going to be going pretty mad. I'll try and keep up with it. Hope you guys are all good. Allison is in there. I've got a little timer as well, so we should be all right in terms of us like syncing up when the goals go in and stuff like that. And we'll just watch the game. Just enjoy the game, basically. Should be as simple as that. Shouldn't be too hard. Let me just get myself sorted out. Because I'll have all the stats here ready as well. And it should be pretty glorious, all in all. This team, the lineups are coming up now. I just don't get it. You need a win. You really need a win here. And you're just asking for trouble. I mean, maybe they should have enough. I don't know what's going on here. How are you guys doing? Let me know how you're doing in the chat. It's basically me and you chatting away the whole evening through. Oliver Edwards, James, I was watching Jeff and podcast the other day and I felt misrepresented as a United fan. It was never Ollie out. Well, there you go. Well, cheers to you. Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood. I've got to see that lineup, and if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm very nervous about this. I don't know, what have they got? Let me go. I've got these lineups probably wrong here, right? Matip, they put Matip in there. So Henderson's on the bench now. Wow. That's mad. I'm going to put Reece Williams here and change his name. What number's Matip? Just so we get it right. Let me know. I'm sure I can find out. It's pretty easy, isn't it? 32. I can't believe he's made this many changes when he's had a good amount of days to get himself sorted out. He misses out. He didn't miss out. He's been dropped, lads. He's been dropped. Right, as the game's about to kick off, first things first, can we cheers, everyone? If you are a subscriber to this channel, thank you so much. If you are not, get yourself involved. Hit the subscribe button or at least consider it. If you've enjoyed the stream today, then we can do more. If you can hit the like button as well, it helps massively, absolutely massively. Just because it's one of those where it's like with the live content, trying to get it out to people, you know, hitting that button, taking that second to do it would just be bloody glorious. As the game's about to kick off, I've got a little timer here which should work beautifully. I just want to get it right with the kickoff, so let's make sure we've got it. Thank you, Dan. Catherine, I see you. Max, Chris. Big game for Divock Origi. I feel like his Liverpool career is kind of over already. Right, we're about to kick off. In 3. Hopefully this works. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Ah, why is it 34? Right. Restart. There we go. I think we're all right. There you go. Right, should be all right. That's pretty much bang on. Right, guys, how is everyone doing? Chat away. Robin with the super chat. Just checking in. Congrats on 70k. Thank you very much. This is going to be super chilled out, guys. So I'll obviously be watching the game, seeing what's happening, but I'll just be answering any questions that you've got. Get them in the chat. We'll have a little convo. Why the hell not? Up the slugs, indeed. Duke T, hit the like. People, thank you. Oh, dear. Let's watch these first few minutes. I think I'm bang on. I'm maybe 10 seconds out on the loop here. I'm 10 seconds ahead of that. Goblin. Actually, what's that? Rob. I see Rob. Favourite vid I've ever done. Ooh. Favourite vid I've ever done. Probably one of the fitness ones. Or Boiler Room's good. If you need cheering up, the Boiler Room one's funny. That was the first video I did where it kind of... It kind of, like, not banged, but I remember it was like Christmas Day 2 years ago now, maybe. Christmas Day, it like got like 10k and then just bounced up, which was cool. I think you mean from like a production point of view. Like that was in my head and I got it out. I think that's always like the cool thing in terms of making videos. The running one I was pleased with as well, how it came together. It's episodes of the process for sure. The Boiler Room was like, I was certain that would work. And I was just delighted when it did, you know. Like we were chatting to Skullfuggery recently, and he was saying how like he was buzzing with, Fabinho with a chance there. I thought, he was saying it's so cool when people get it, and that's what it's about, right? That's what it's about. It's going to be so interesting to see how Burnley kind of can stop them, because you expect it will be the usual Liverpool dominating, but at the same time, Origi struggled this year when he's come on and got involved. Shaqiri, you know, you bring him in when you've got the rest of the guys, right? Not without Salah. How has he not played Salah in this game? How do you not do that's kind of ruined my day. FPL is just some people, I bet literally half of the people here right now are buzzing with their FPL, and then the other half are heartbroken. Can't believe it. Big up Skullfuggery. That's it. Thank you, Douglas. Yeah, Liverpool fans in the chat, how are you feeling about this one? How do you feel about the lineups? Just seems mad to me. Just seems so mad to me. Look, you got set piece as well, which is dangerous. This is where Burnley are dangerous from. You see Liverpool trying to play as high a line as possible to keep Burnley away from it. But they're going to win that. They're going to win the first contact a lot. They're going to win the first contact a lot. You can imagine that's why they didn't use Matip in this game, because Matip. Imagine Henderson or Reece James going up against Wood and Barnes. You're just literally not going to win anything. Needed Matip for that game, whereas you knew, despite him possibly being fit for it, you could get away with Henderson being there because it was all going to be on the floor. Like, no aerial duels at all. Bradley Giles, thank you, mate. A clock countdown, indeed. It's 0-0. Just catching up. Attacking stats. Their attacking stats are pretty terrible. Origi! No, not to be just yet. We will be playing 4-4 effing 2. Tell you what, guys, I can because like basically what we're doing here is like a live what I would do watching the match reactions. I mean, I don't talk to myself, but everything else I've got here ready to go. So if you do have questions on any of those things, what I generally do is I have my notebook. Where is it? My notebook's here. Ugh. I have my notebook and I will write down. We could do it actually. We could basically just do it, because I could go as the game's going on. When I see things I like, I'll just write them down, and then that's what we could talk about at half time. So when the key moments happen, let's do that. And you could join me on this ride. And I probably will have another 0-0, because that's what happens when I watch football games, basically. Oh, nearly a good cross. See Sadio Mane with that little diagonal run. Looking to get him in the box at all times. Although Origi's, you know, what do we think of Origi? What am I drinking? A non-alcoholic Bex. Trying to stay off it. Is that true? Has Neil Harris been sacked? I haven't seen that today. I've had a mad one today. Oh! Liverpool nearly opening the score in there. I'd say if Burnley concede from set pieces, they'll be fuming in this game. That's what it should be for them. Both boxes. Get the ball. They shouldn't be conceding from set pieces at their end. And they should be scoring down the other end. It happened during the pod. Bloody hell. I mean, he played terrible football, Neil Harris. And he played terrible football. Did he play terrible football, Millwall? They probably play even not worse football, more direct football. Mate, QPR, we're on the charge, lads. We're on the charge. We're going somewhere for sure. Yeah. Good old Pope, Pibbity Pope. We all remember from the 5-year plan last year. By the way, guys, if you do need escapism, I stream on Twitch all the time. We're getting right to the end game of the championship season. And Queen's Park Rangers, we're fighting back. We're in the playoff places at the moment. And we're daring to dream. Look at those last 4 results for Klopp. He's rolled the dice again with these lineups. I don't think he needs to do that, you know. I wouldn't say that they're that jaded when you play on a Sunday and then you play on a Thursday. That's enough, especially for this squad. The amount of games that they're used to playing. Burnley with the ball in the box. Robbie Brady's going to swing it in with that left foot. See, normally you would play Robbie Brady on the other side, I think. Oh, no. Actually, he's playing the normal side. Those in-swinging crosses from him, if he can do that. Is he left-footed or is that just that one cross there that he put? Keep an eye on Robbie Brady. Can someone let me know if Robbie Brady's if he's left-footed or right-footed? That'd be really good to know. We got Super Chat. Peter Winfield. Thank you so much, mate. I really, really appreciate that. Bloody hell. Thank you, mate. Congrats on 70k. Really enjoyed the videos recently. Keep it up. Thank you, mate. I can't believe... Look, for anyone who's having like a tough time at the moment, because I think we all are, right? I'll tell you what, this YouTube channel's having a real tough time. We're on like... And look, we're nowhere. 70k is nothing, right? In comparison to all the big dudes out there. But I was on 40k in March. And I took a break from YouTube for a good few months, and we had some fun on Twitch. And that's it, I think. Like, I'm sure... Hang on, is it... Yeah, Brady is left-footed. I thought he was. I thought he had a wand of a left foot. Just like Solly March, that's it. That's it, McSlash, see? We're on 40k for ages. That's what. Mike Kennedy with the 21 is coming. I wonder if you're ahead of me in the stream and they're about to score. Surely not. You guys would tell me, wouldn't you? We'll have a big old chat about this. Well, we'll chat about the game the whole time. It's going to be great, isn't it? We can look at the stats as they come up, which is cool as well. Should be able to keep an eye on them quite easily. Let's get the stats up. There they are. Oh, hang on. We've got the players. Well, I've got the player statistics. I quite like... So I use SofaScore quite a lot. Thanks for the super chat, by the way, Mike. Appreciate it, mate. Good man. I use SofaScore. I think it's really good for in-game stuff. And actually, if you get it on your phone... Oh, hang on. They're through here. Are they still going? He's waiting, Ashley Barnes. He hasn't got the quality. Nah, he couldn't beat the man. Yeah, I use SofaScore, and because the great thing is it's got like player stats as the game's going on, so you can see like who's getting on the ball, who's not getting on the ball. Like I generally think, oh, I see something and go, is that for real or not? And kind of you can have a look at it. So if you have any questions on stuff like that, so like for example, Shaqiri's been getting involved. It seems quite early doors here, Westwood and Shaqiri, and then I've got the proper stats just to the left of it, which we can look at half time, but keep an eye on the player stats for now. But also the great thing, if you get the app on SofaScore, this just to be clear, this isn't sponsored by SofaScore, but it's just a decent app. they've got average positions. So you can see them like whenever you need after about 25 minutes, which is quite cool. The real Rafa following QPR results because of you. My guy, thank you. Love that. That's what we want. We're doing good at the moment. Couple of wins, mate. Couple of wins. It's such a good league, man. I love the Championship. We've, I think Charlie's coming in, giving us a big boost. We've been in a lot of games. Like most of the games that we're in, we've been, we're not getting pumped by anyone. But we just haven't had that kind of cutting edge. And to be honest, even yesterday, it was only a 1-0 win. But if we could kind of keep it together, keep it ticking and be a bit more clinical, we'll be absolutely fine, which is all I want, really. It's all I want. Brad, thank you, mate. Give us an acca, Jim. For what? Tonight? It's only one game. Always bet responsibly. Balls into the box. Robertson, you are my only hope now, actually, when it comes to FPL. Jim, Dan Neal. Jim, can we have some general birds in that advice? I would say not everyone's the one. If you catch the feels, then so be it. But sometimes it's not right. If it's complicated, it should never be complicated. Boy, if you're into boys, girls, whatever. Oh, Allison. Come on, got it. No, have they scored? Oh, he recovered well. Allison recovered well. Liverpool, come on. A few cracks it, but they're driving now. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain trying to get his match fitness up. Poor pass. I think Mane was expecting that ball over the top there. Anshul Sakuri, who do I support? I support the mighty Queen's Park Rangers, my friend. Average loss. Jim, I'm sure you've probably mentioned this already, but if this finishes 0-0, it will be because you decided to stream and I won't be happy. Yep. Totally agree. If it's 0-0, so for those you don't know, a lot. Oh, we'll talk about Archie. We'll talk about that in a sec. Every game I do is 0-0. Every game. I don't get it. I think it's because these big games and they're tight, but surely not today. I think it feels a bit more open already. Silly mistakes from Liverpool. Burnley probably aren't shutting up shop as much as I would have expected them to. I would have liked to seen Curtis Jones in this game. I've done a video. Next video where I talk about one person from every club. Next one's going to be Wonder Kids. Dum dum dum. So obviously two of these players are from these two teams. Who is this? Who is it? It said, that's it. Archie, Jim, my mate doesn't get Thiago. Can you set him straight? Yeah, your mate's missing out on the beauty of the game. The ability to do stuff easily, to understand the reading of the game, to have appreciation of your passes, to see things before other people see things. That is one of the sexiest football gifts in my mind. And Thiago has that in abundance. And he's got the little bit of samba dribble that'll get you out of trouble as well. Often these players can't dribble. And that's why they read the game so well. They read the game so well because they need to know what they're doing before they get it. Because they can't get themselves out of trouble in terms of dribbling. Thiago's not got the pace to dribble, but he's got the feet to dribble. And he's got the shoulders and the hips. He's brilliant. Poor man's Cruz. Not sure about that, bud. Oh, well won by Robertson. Do you know what? Another game, he would have been in trouble there. Even if he won the ball, because it's ridiculous now. You can't make a tackle. Thiago's it. Who else is Thiago the poor man's? Poor man's mount, is he? Let's get to this tactics board. Let's have a little look. See what I go on. How are they set up then? We've got Brady on this. Let's move him around. Brady is actually on this side. Mcneil is actually on the side. Woods up here. Bring Tarkovsky back. Me, of course. They just love each other, don't they, those two? Allison. It got away. I mean, I guess he recovered pretty well. Jordan Curley. Hey, James. New to the channel. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. What's he done with this lineup? If he gets away with it, he's a genius. If he doesn't, he's an idiot. Not an idiot. But you know what I mean. He's had a stinker. Mane on the left always. Always the same. Always the same. The Ox. And Robertson. Come over here. Trent, get over there, son. Hayden Spall. Hi, please mention me. I love you. Please, please, please. I love your streams. Hayden Spall. I see you. I see you. I hear you. I love you too, bro. Fabinho needs to get him out of jail here, I feel. The two target men. I think this is where... That's what I was saying in the Man United game, why you should have played Cavani. Because you would pin one of their centre-backs. And then really, you're only attacking one of their other centre-backs. You know, you're getting them occupied. Make it a one-on-one battle with those guys who are generally considered centre-backs in the Man United game. This is such a tricky game for Liverpool. Poor man's Jack Wilshere. Agreed. Thiago. Hi, Mike. All the way from Canada. Mark Bircham. Greatest Canadian player of all time, is it Mark Bircham? Jordan Curley just subscribed. My guy, thank you very much. Guys, if 400 of you now, slowly working our way up, enjoying ourselves a lovely game of football. If you would consider hitting the like button, it would help the channel massively. And if you haven't, if you're new to the channel, you know what to fucking do. Subscribe. Dry Jan, man, yeah. Ugh. It's tough. But these are all right, you know. Do you know what's mad about these? They're like, say you were going to have, now I'm going to have a Diet Coke or something like that. This is less calories. 14 calories in that. That's crazy, isn't it? Come on, Robertson. I need a hat-trick from you. Save my FPL week. I can't believe he's not played Salah in this game. Are you watching the UFC on Saturday? It's very late, isn't it, bud? Probably not. Matip. You just worry with Matip. He's just waiting for him to get injured, aren't you? That's the problem. This is a battle which he should be okay with, though, shouldn't he? Do you feel like Klopp's head's gone? I feel like it feels a bit like me in Football Manager when we've played the same system for a long time, and then you go, well, let's try something else. Just because we lost 2 games. I don't think he needed to change it. See, that's why Thiago's great. He just rolled the ball with his right foot and opened the whole game up. If they score from this, Archie, tell your friends just to watch the first moment of this. Even if they score from the corner. Even if they score from the corner. That's it. The starting point, it's the injection of pace. That's what Thiago's got. Brilliant. That all started from him. The charge comes. Got Shaqiri over on this side. Thiago there, glorious. Picks up the ball, under a little bit of pressure, and we're off, skis. Right, this is Thiago's goal if they score from the corner. Why isn't Robertson taking the corners? We've got ourselves a super chat. We've got ourselves a bloody super chat. Bear, hello, mate. Thank you very much for the super chat. You know how I feel about you. You've been superb in goal for me on Twitch over the last few weeks. For those of you who don't know, on Twitch, we've got you lot who are watching right now, the chat, in the game as players. And Bear is my goalkeeper, and that's why he's asking this question. Seny Dieng or Bear? Who will play? Who would I like? I'd rather Heart says Bear. Bear is my number one. You know? But sometimes there's real potential with Sonny Dieng. So, you know, we want to lose that. We want to harness it. Oh! Shaqiri banged it. Yeah, am I right? No. I would read that out, Rob, but people wouldn't understand it. That's good. He's got that in him, hasn't he, Shaqiri? That's what, I think they need to unlock it. They need that little moment of like of brilliance from someone. I thought it was a good joke. Do we not think that was a good joke? I thought it was okay. Cross comes in. No. Following on, what's this, Dan? Following on from the birds and that, my mate is asking whether he should post his new girlfriend on Instagram. He's not sure. He's getting a bit upset because he hasn't yet. But she's getting a bit upset because he hasn't yet. Thoughts? Alarm bells there, mate. I'll be honest. I mean, the only reason I maybe say alarm bells is because my wonderful wife, yeah, she ain't on that. She doesn't really like me posting pictures of her too much, and I actually want to because she's a 10. But yeah, the fact that she wants you to, I mean, maybe she needs that little bit of reassurance, right? So for Dan? Why does your mate not want to do it? Is that is it because he's slaying day and night, or what? Bit of birds in that early doors, like that. Beers and that, am I right? Beers, Burnley, and birds. Just a lovely evening with Jim, Sam Ritchie, like that. Yeah, why doesn't he want to post pictures of her? That is the question. Because if he does, then it's not an issue, isn't it? So there's a reason why he doesn't want to. What is that? That's Thiago. Oh, did you see that pass? Come on, Archie. I take affront to your friend. He's got it wrong, in my opinion. That is some pass. Our average positions aren't in just yet. 25 minutes they come in. Yeah, who's everyone supporting in this game? Burnley or Liverpool? Well, actually, no, don't answer that. First question is, from me, who does everyone support who's watching the stream right now? Riddle me that. Yeah, Jeffin will be out tomorrow, guys. Jeffin will be out tomorrow. Oh, bro, it's Momo. Mate, you got to be buzzing. What, Bristol City? Is that who you mean by City? AC Milan, Matt Robson. Didn't know that. Bloody hell, it's kicking off. The chat is kicking off. Toffee, Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea. My team don't exist anymore. Simon, Berry? You're Berry fan, Si. Where is Origi in this game? He's just trotting about. There he is. He's just won the ball back. Go on, son. Shut me up. Portsmouth, Mags, Swansea. I like this. I like that we've got a lovely spread. Lovely spread. That's good. Fabinho. Is he all right? Uh-oh. Oh, no. No, he's all right. I think Fabinho's right. That is the final nail in the coffin, isn't it? For the title. Can't win the title without Fabinho. Do you agree with that? Can't lose another centre-back. All right, so it seems like we've got a great mix of people from different clubs, which is great, which means we're going to have a good chat as we explore this game, which has been a good 0-0 so far, I would say. Sort of. Second question then. Who are you supporting in this game? Liverpool or Burnley? Very simple. Very sharp. Going to get a lot of Burnley, aren't we? Basically, if you don't support Liverpool, it's going to be Burnley. Cameron Diaz, fair point, fair play. And Mike Dean. Hello. So 1 or 2. So not really. Basically, you're all Burnley fans, are you? Liverpool because of relegation straight. Burnley. Robertson needs to take this, not Trent, please. Right, set piece for Liverpool. Cross comes in, Trent goes over the top. Robertson back post. It's poor, really. Didn't have any real pace on it. And it's a foul. It's going to be 0-0 again, isn't it? I can't believe this. It's actually going to be 0-0 again. See how I'm going to get these average positions up in a minute. I'll put them on here. Should be interesting. They've got, and they're in. Right. So Rigi's kind of dropping deep. Mane getting on. It's that diagonal run, as we know. Matip dealing with the header there. That's interesting. Fabinho, Bosch, Thiago sitting on his toes, really. Maybe they're going to move that up a little bit. Matip, so the man that they're looking at to getting on behind is them. Trent is about here at the moment. So far, just over the halfway line, in fact. Let's move all these up a little bit. So these are the average positions after 25 minutes, guys. Shaqiri is about here. See Wijnaldum as well trying to get on. Which is interesting. Robertson on the fly. Yeah, Robertson's right next to him. So Robertson's getting sucked in a little bit. Could he get a little bit wider? So let's keep an eye on. Ox is looking after Trent space, as we call it. Okay. Burnley. See where they're at. So they're looking for that ball over the top with Ashley Barnes. Or, I mean, he's the guy who's going to run in behind, it seems. See where they are. They're in their own half a lot at the moment, obviously. Understandably so. Apart from... Oh, no, sorry, it's Chris Wood. Yeah, that's interesting. So he's looking to pin him back a bit. Barnes being the initial target man. Which is interesting because you would imagine Barnes would be the one that comes and goes in behind because they would look to hit Chris Wood. Will Brazier's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Will, mate. Hope you're well. I'm just getting through the average positions here. So Brownhill tucking in. So pretty neat and tidy here. Trying to stop these two. So Thiago's allowed to have it pretty much. They're not really pressing at him at all. Which I think, again, we would probably expect, right? Brady. Is it Taylor? Taylor's on the wrong side. Taylor's on this side. Taylor sitting here. Concerned, obviously. Now I'm getting sucked in. See, I'd like to say, based on this, Alisson comes out with a punch. So based on the average positions here right now, so this is the game that we're playing, right? Which is interesting after 25 minutes because I think it just highlights maybe that actually they're working down the right hand side, getting a bit more joy down that right hand side. Riga with the cross, dealt with by Tarkowski. There's obviously always that look for Mane to get behind. I would like to see Mane involved a little bit more out wide. And like, I feel like they just to mix it up. Can you get that? Can you go? What's it called? The underlap. Can you see an underlap from Robertson a bit more? Robertson a little bit more. Because I think sometimes, like, although Mane's out here, if Mane is out here, me or Loughton or whoever's there with him, they're not too concerned because he's not going to hurt you there. So that's why I would say what I would wonder sometimes if you actually do this, you might actually create a lot more space for someone like Wijnaldum. That's what I mean when I talk about Liverpool and feeling like they're getting just that little bit predictable now. Is that you know that Mane's going to do that. You know that Origi's going to... You know whoever this forward is going to drop in. I actually think there's so much to be gained from someone like Wijnaldum. There's goals to be had from Wijnaldum because I think he's the one that people are sleeping on a lot of the time. Especially against teams... Like, this team's playing 2 at the back. So here's Mane. Oh. Go on then, Origi. Let's see what you got. Who's ever done it? I know. He's able to get shot off. Burnley are brilliant at that. Burnley, their only focus is an understanding between them and the goal. If the shot's from long distance, you know, the aim is that you're obviously going to get a block in. That's all. Look, see, the goal. Thinking about the goal. Which I know sounds obvious, but they're brilliant at it. They go often when it goes out wide, they don't get sucked in. So maybe that is the only things that Burnley, you know, Klopp will have done so much analysis. He probably knows that this Burnley squad, you're playing 4-4-2, they're going to try and stay quite narrow. Look, you can see it there. I'm just watching now. You see Charlie Taylor, Ben Mee, Tarkowski, all really narrow. Trent's being dealt with by Dwight McNeil. See, that's what I mean. I feel like Wijnaldum's the man who gets missed. Here he is making a run now. But if Mane's already... See what I mean? If Mane's already out there, if you have that second one, Robertson's able to go here, play it out wide to Mane, then he could do him, or you've got that run from Wijnaldum. I just think that there's a missing out on that at times. What do you think, guys? Do you agree with that? I think the big teams are crossing more because they kind of have to, right? I think, you know, there's that third runner. That third runner is so important because they're obviously the big hitters for any team. And I think there's something to be gained. Wijnaldum, if he could do that. Because there is often that... Because for Burnley, they'll be going... In terms of like attacking threats, they'll be thinking... I mean, maybe they're not. Maybe I guess they've gone for 2 proper out-and-out midfielders in this game, in Oxlade-Chamberlain and Wijnaldum. I just love that space that Wijnaldum gets into, but then I feel like it gets unused, you know. Average loss. The third run is exactly what we had with Jota, and we are now missing, I think. I mean, we've seen that from Wijnaldum. Maybe he's not got that burst. Maybe he's not got that same burst. Dan Neil with an update on the Instagram situation. He's not sure. He wants to keep his love life private. Absolutely fine. And not bang it on Instagram. Yeah, I get that. Keep it private for him and her, not for everyone to see. I think that's fine. But that's what me and fam do. I think that's great. I think then maybe, you know, I don't know, tell her that. If you can't understand that, then maybe, then there's maybe an alarm bell there, bud. Set piece for Burnley. 8 shots to 2 at the moment. Mcneil swings her in. Brady! No. Let's have a look at the stats, shall we? So this is literally what I do when I'm doing my half-time, full-time reactions. Is that Robertson on the right there? What's he doing there? New headphones. Yeah, I got them for Christmas, mate. Look, Robertson getting on the ball. Have we had many key passes? Ooh, Sadio. There. Did anyone see that on Twitter? I can't remember the guy, but it was an amazing tweet where he's like, it's an analysis of the times when Carragher goes there. Do you know when he does that? He goes, and the moment when he goes, and that's it, and he's looking to put it in there. Time to grow up, isn't it? We've got ourselves a bloody super chat. Up the boys. Up the boys. Theo Angel. You're my darling. You're my angel. Theo. I'll sing for anyone if they super chat. Should it's a joke. Should Ings sign a new deal for the Saints? Great question. Great question. Should he sign? I would say, let me look at his stats. I think for Danny, I understand his ambition. I like his ambition to move on. You know, can he get, where would he, so maybe the first question's where would he go? Linked with Spurs, it seems. Man United, I saw something about as well. Danny Ings. Should we make our way to FB Ref, shall we? I haven't taken the trip there just yet. Let me just watch this up. Trent Alexander. It's not happening. It's not happening. I would say, forget the stats. I think I understand why he's moving on, why he wants to move on. Because I think he believes he's good enough. And that's actually the kind of, you've got to think about the mentality of good strikers. Good strikers want to be at good teams because they want to score goals. And I'm not saying Southampton aren't a great team. They've been brilliant this year. What I do know about Southampton in terms of like their expected goals aren't great. So often they need someone who's clinical to help them to kind of get there. So I could imagine a real drop-off for Southampton if he does leave them because he's just been so important. I think he was my player of the season last season. In terms of, see, the problem with me is, and actually it's so nice actually to know that you guys support all different teams, because then you'll understand is that I generally lean towards who exceeds expectations for their club. And often the best teams have got the best players and therefore they get more chances. Robertson, come on, son. Oh, I'm pleased he had a shot. Stings Pope's hands. Trent on the other side. Cross comes in. It's a good ball. Yeah, Danny Ings was just so massive for helping Southampton get off their feet. You know, after that, was it 9-1, right? So yeah, he was my player of the year last year. That is terrible from Ashley Barnes. Are they going to VAR for this? Oh, he got booked. Loves a booking, doesn't he? How's he only got 4 bookings this year? He's your worst nightmare in the Championship, Ashley Barnes. He is your worst nightmare. Because he's good and he's nasty. Short answer is, I get why he wants to go. And I think if I was him and you've got those 2 years under your belt, I think Southampton probably got him because of the injury record that he had. So now that he's fit and firing, you shouldn't be surprised that he wants to move on. He probably would leave with a heavy heart, right? Because he's done, you know, Southampton have allowed him the chance to be the focal point. You know, Liverpool, he wasn't getting that at all. But his movement is brilliant and he's a wonderful finisher. So he can play for, you know, top 6 team, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. And he obviously already has done. So yeah, if I was him, I would look to move on, to be honest. And it's purely it's a football career decision. He's missed a lot of years already. I guess the only thing you could say is, do you want to be a Jamie Vardy club legend at a club, or do you want to go to Spurs but you're not going to play the same amount of football? That's the problem that he's got. But the problem with strikers generally is they back themselves. I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? So he will back himself to get a game at wherever he's going to be. If he goes to Spurs, he's not starting, is he? Because Harry Kane's there. So that's a big problem. And they've just signed Vinicius, who's, scored. He's kind of done his job, right? Liverpool starting to knock at the door here. 5 minutes left. Back post party. Mane. Oof. They've cleared it. Still not totally clicking. You can see it on Mane's face there. Super chat. MUFC Matt, ideal replacement for Martial. And Fave Blur song. Oof. Fave Blur song. Do you know what I love? Have you seen the Blur documentary? BBC documentary is so good. It's one of my favourite documentaries. Some of the shots they were able to get at Glastonbury, which is cancelled this year again. Can you believe that? Some of the shots they got in that was amazing. I've got a few. I love Coffee and TV's great. The one that goes, oh baby, you're my baby, oh why? That one's amazing. Hero is the dawn. That's great. That's probably top 3. Top 3 is that, Coffee and TV, and is it 2? Like, is it called 2 or number 2? The one that goes woohoo, woohoo. That's got to be number 1. That's a belter. Replacement for Martial. Man United need to figure out who they want to be, because they keep waiting and waiting and waiting to not overpay on certain players, and they're going to miss out on them. Erling Haaland, great example. Jadon Sancho, great example. You know, those deals are there to be done, but Dortmund have got themselves in a good situation that works for the player, because they know at some point they are going to kind of get themselves out the door. In terms of, because I look at football sometimes in the development of a player. If you look at the leagues, it's worth just skipping up the levels. So you go League 2, League 1, Championship, Bundesliga, lower Prem, mid Prem, top Prem. Origi's through. Oh, and he's hit the bar. Oh my God. If there's a moment that summed up what Liverpool are going through at the moment. What happened there then? Oh, Ben. Oh, Ben. What are you doing, son? Christ. That doesn't need to be in the air, that finish, I don't think. That's a poor finish. The reason that's gone in the air is he's just got that little bit nervous as he's gone through. That's the difference. That's the difference. Is it going to be another 0-0 in an Allcott stream? Maybe. Martial replacement. I think, look, go get Haaland. What? It's not even a conversation, is it? If you want to go and win the Champions League, Haaland takes you up a notch. A big, fat, hairy notch. Massively. Massively. Yeah, and you've got to, and spend the money, go get him now, and then you don't need to buy another striker for 10 years. Pays for itself. Martial, I like as a centre forward, but this is missing that bite, isn't he? And I think, do you know what the big thing with Man United is? That you've seen it quite a few times. You've seen it with Fernandes and Pogba, where it's gone, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's what we'll see with Martial. Fernandes has shone this massive light on Pogba and gone, your output is terrible. You know, you're not comparing him as the same player, but in terms of having impact on the team, you need to buck your ideas up. I think there's numerous reasons why Pogba's bucked up his ideas in recent games, but that kind of competition led to his rise in quality. Same for Luke Shaw, maybe. Luke Shaw, he's got Williams there, and he's got Alex Telles comes through the door, and then it's like, oh, hang on a minute. Those players who need switching on, Pogba needs switching on, Luke Shaw needs switching on, and I think Martial's one of those as well, because I think he's clearly got the talent, and when he's in the mood, he's frightening. But maybe he needs that competition as well, and maybe he's now going to see that, because I think Cavani's the kind of striker that could win you the league. You know, to bring him in and for him to have the work rate that he's got, as well as the quality and his movement, Martial's going to be watching him and going, actually, maybe I should be giving a little bit more to the team. We're in the final moments here. Nick Pope with a free kick to defend. Are they literally... Hang on. They had like a 9-man wall there. Walt Spence, I'll get to your super chat in a sec, bro. But yeah, I understand why you're kind of not sure about Martial anymore. I guess the thing with him as well is you've got people like Green. Oh, it's going to get tenser and tenser for Liverpool. You think it will come though, wouldn't you? You would think it would come. Yeah, you got Mason Greenwood, who you don't want to miss out on allowing him to progress as a player as well. He's had a bit of a sticky season, and Mason Greenwood's had to play out wide a lot of the time, which I think's not totally helpful for him, because as much as he's growing physically, he wants to play centre forward. So yeah, I think it's tough. It's tough for him. Walt Spence with the super chat. Thank you very, very much. By the way, guys, if you we're getting close to half time, so get your questions and things in. We'll have a look at this game, have a look at the stats and everything, or any questions for anything else. It is half time. Da 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 da. Walt Spence, thinking out loud. Can you say the weird calendar year due to COVID is affecting Liverpool? Oh, it's kicking off. Hang on. Oh, Sean Dyche and Klopp. Oh, it's kicking off. What's going on here? Hang on, I'll just listen. Wow. What's going on here then? Right, they're going to show it back now. What's happened? Oh, Fabinho have a little go at him there. Oh, Carragher. I don't know what the problem is. VAR. Here we go. Violent conduct. Right, he's backing into him. He's flicked out at him. It's a booking, isn't it? It's a booking, if anything. What do we think, guys? Red card or yellow card? What? Talk to me. Tender. Great song. Should have been red, says Andrew Jackson. Right, yeah, let me know what you think. Let me answer that question. Walt Spence, thank you, mate. Great name. Thinking aloud, can you say the weird calendar year due to COVID is affecting Liverpool due to the physical requirements of their system? No, I'm not having that, to be honest, because I think, they spend the whole game attacking, generally. I don't think they press like I don't think they have to press like they normally do. They're slowly morphing into actually a possession team. So I know. I think it's just one of those things, It's just a bit of bad luck. Simple. Daniel, hello Wilderness, you right, bud? Marshall should be hitting his prime years now at 25. Yeah, I think that's a fair analysis. Yeah. Right, it's half time, guys. So let's talk about this game and get your questions in. What are your reviews of the game so far? I'll try and read out the best ones. Liverpool cracks is the summary of Rob Turner there. Let's have a look. So in terms of the game thus far, let's give it a little refresh. Let's find out what is going on in this game. In terms of the stats, 67% to 33%, totally expected, I think. 13 shots from Liverpool in this half. They've had the chances, haven't they, Liverpool, to be fair to them. Say a drab affair. They've had a couple of good chances to get themselves in front. It's the same problems. Not clinical enough. I mean, I guess this Klopp believes that he's comfortable enough that they're going to dominate this game with that similar back four. You're going to that starting point in terms of the domination of being able to pick up the ball, read the game, and recycle. You should be able to get that, especially against a team that's going to have a mid block against you. It's when it gets that little bit further up, isn't it? It's picking the lock. 13 shots to 3, 4 shots on target, 3 shots on target for Burnley. It's the old one, isn't it? Space versus possession. 6 shots off target, which is understandable. 3 blocked. Maybe a lot blocked. 6 corners to 0 to Burnley. Wow. 6 corners. 6 corners would suggest that they're kind of very close to getting in behind them. Big chances one. That's got to be the Origi one, which was missed because it hit the woodwork. There it is. Goalkeeper saves 4 for... 3 for Alisson. I think that was probably his own doing, wasn't it? 32 long balls. 50% of those long balls working. Again, this is something that we touched on in a big way in my analysis on the last game, the Man United game. And I think a lot of Man United fans are getting a bit frustrated with this, right? The amount of long balls, because they haven't really... I understand the idea of like hurrying it up, but I think sometimes you can overdo that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you're just patient, you'll get there. 50% of those long balls are working out at the moment. 56% of Burnley. So I think that kind of puts it into perspective. Long balls that they are playing are not completely working. Although I guess, actually maybe that's not too bad. I mean, that's still... I just don't think it's necessary a lot of the time. I understand the idea of switching the play, but I think they're overdoing it. Maybe I'm being unfair on that one because I'm looking for it after the last game. 5 out of 7 dribbles completed. Possession lost 69 times. Duels pretty even. Clearances 18 from Burnley, which highlights where everyone is. We've got ourselves a super chat in the building. Well, let's read that super chat. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me. 70k, guys. If you are new to the channel, next stop is 80k. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, that would be just unbelievable if you could take the 5 seconds, move your little mouse, hit the subscribe button, and then next time we do a live, we can do, you'll be there. You'll be here. You're ready to go, to talk. And yeah, hit the like button as well. Massively, massively helps. Thank you very much. Up to 501. Get in there. Oshman says, Martial or Origi? Serious question. Martial's better than Origi. Is that a serious question? Is that a serious question? Can't be, can it? It's definitely... I mean... I tell you what, here's a better question. Who will go down as... Who will have more affection from their own fans? Probably Origi. For like the few goals that he scored in those big games. That's probably the big one. Which is mad, really, because, Origi's never been a starter. They're just showing his chance here when he hit the bar. Got to keep that down. Lack of confidence, massively. Mane's there as well if he wants to be... I mean, he's never going to do that. Oh, he's a little bit unlucky. Yeah, I think that's an easy one for me. Martial, definitely miles better. How can you say Origi's better? Slam the like button. That's it, Robbie Turner. Give it a big fat slam. Louis Barry would have buried it. You're right. I'm intrigued to see how he develops over the next couple of years. Origi is a club legend. How do you feel? Like, have you given your get your reviews of this game so far? If you're a Liverpool fan, if you're not a Liverpool fan, hi Joe Hughes, Dan Neal. Favorite film, favorite book. Do you know what I'm reading at the moment? I'm reading a book, Phil Jackson. It's called 11 Rings. It's really good. I'm more of a audiobook guy or a podcast guy most of the time, but I'm trying to read more, especially for bed. Just to kind of stop looking at a screen because I spend the whole day looking at a screen. D Marnie would have finished that. Who else? Yeah, favorite film. Do you know what we watched as well recently? I struggle to pick one with favourite films. There are some great ones, obviously. Shawshank's always great. We watched a couple that we watched recently. If you've not watched it, both of these are brilliant. Amazon Prime's really good for films at the moment, we're finding. We watched Heat, which I'd watched before, but hadn't watched it for ages. Heat is so good. If you haven't watched Heat, watch that on Amazon Prime. What do you got? That's my Al Pacino. I heard she's got a big ass. That's also Al Pacino. And we also watched, here's another film. If you need cheering up, and I think we all need a little bit of cheering up at the moment, go on, actually you might have to download it somehow, but there's a film called Airplane. Now Airplane's quite an old film, but basically they took a film, it's a spoof film, and the guy from Naked Gun's in it. Leslie Nielsen, he's in it. But basically, it's got the world record for the amount of jokes in a film. The whole film is absurd. There's some jokes in there that have not aged well. But apparently the way they did it is they took a script from a 1950s, like, just very boring, normal film. And they said, how many jokes can we get in this film? And they did it. They bloody did it. And it is funny. It's ridiculous. Oshman, he back once again with another super chat. Oshman, what has he won though? It's a great point. Riga's got big ears and the Premier League. That's true. Well, I mean, wait a couple of months, he might win a Premier League. They might have one each. Who's going to win the league? There's a question for everyone. Favourite song at the minute, James? Slow Tie. Either Feel Away. I think it's called Feel Away. Or I think it's got one called NHS. I think it's called NHS. I love Slow Tie. And there's a female singer called Salt. I think it's Sault. She's amazing as well. So good. Tom Minter, a new subscriber here. If you are a new subscriber, make sure you let me know in the chat and I will thank you quite happily and personally. Probably too personally, if anything. Thank you, Tom, for subscribing, my friend. Coming Spurs. Thank you, mate. That's very kind. Favourite actor? Alec Baldwin. I love Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's got a podcast called Here's the Thing. Here's the Thing, yeah. And he's got some good people on it. He's got... Oh, what's his name? Who's the drummer for Roots? Questlove. There's an amazing podcast with Alec Baldwin and Questlove. And Alec Baldwin, I just love. He's just very, very charming. Very good actor. Anything with DiCaprio is great. De Niro's great, but only in certain films for me. You know. And you got to kind of be in the mood for those things. Who else do I like? Do you know who I saw the other day? Has anyone watched The Queen's Gambit? I watched Queen's Gambit, and the kid from Love Actually is now an adult, and I couldn't keep my eyes off him. I thought he's like, in terms of, I think that's a big thing with actors. Like, do I just want to see you? Full stop. And I was like, he's just like, I can't. He's just really good actor, really, really good actor. And I haven't seen him do too much. Airplane is class, correct. What do you got? Surely you can't be serious. That's it, folks. I can be serious. We need to get to the hospital. What is it? It's a big building where patients go when they're not well. But that's not important right now. There's on the airplane. There's a bit. It's just terrible jokes the whole time in airplane. There's a bit where the seatbelt thing comes on the airplane. And obviously it has it in like English and then it has in supposedly Spanish. But the Spanish it just says, put on your seatbelts. Ridiculous. Airplane is great. I tell you, The Trip. Did I do? Oh yeah, that's it. The Trip. The first two series of The Trip is unbelievable. As is, do you know, if you want great comedies that you probably wouldn't have seen, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Is there anyone in the chat who remembers Garth Marenghi's Dark Place? I had this on. This will be one that a lot of people that are, a lot younger than me, you won't have seen it. You won't have watched it. It's amazing. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Find it. Go find it and watch it. It's a mockumentary that kind of shows episodes from this bizarre... Oh, I'm not even doing it justice. Just watch it. Give it a chance. It's got a lot of the guys from Mighty Boosh. Richard Ayoade. All the guys from Mighty Boosh. The guy who goes, "Oi, no professionals." The guy who does that story about, "Oi, no professionals" in The Office. He's the main man in it. The guy from Toast is in it. Is it Toast? We've got ourselves another super chat. Hey, thoughts on Norwich this season? I think you've done brilliantly. Do you know what? And I think you'll be fine. Are you going to run away with it? Probably, because you've had your injuries now. And I'm not totally across it, but I think, most of the players are kind of coming back now and you're winning games quite easily. The talent that you've got, that's what I mean. Like, in terms of being really well run, Norwich have got it spot on because they're not being held to ransom for the players that they could sell and cash in on. And they might still do that with someone like Buendia. But it felt like it was too early from last year. But that doesn't, that idea of it being too early is bollocks. Because if you do it this way, where you bring all these nice young players up who you feel like have got potential, you might need to sell one or two of them depending on their contracts, but they go up, they get the experience, they come back down, and they're like, the championship then feels maybe a little slow for them and they're able to navigate it pretty well. And that's what Norwich have done. I mean, to be fair, Buendia, when you had all those injuries, was huge for you. Absolutely huge for you, Jack. But yeah, mate, you're flying at the moment. The championship it feels a bit like the playoffs might get cut and dry. It feels like the 6 teams that are there at the moment are the best, in my opinion. But those things can change so quickly in the championship because it's such an amazing league. But it feels like if you can keep going till February, March, I think you'll have such confidence. And I don't think you'll have the same concern that a team that's like desperate to get up would have. So I think you'll then just cruise to the title. Watch out for Brentford, though. A couple of games in hand. So they could get a little bit closer to you. I think Bournemouth dropped points, didn't they, this week? Watch out for QPR. Really good side. Love Dark Place. Yes, you. You got it on DVD? Good guy. Is Salah coming on? So, yeah, have there been any changes? Let's have a look. Second half's just started. Oh, sugar. I should have pressed... Damn. I should have pressed the 45-minute thing. How many minutes am I in? So look. I've had a stinker there. I still haven't turned it on. Oh, I need to restart it. There we go. Bang. We're off. Right, I might have screwed up there. How many minutes we're in? 40. We're a minute in, so I'm a minute behind. Soz. I was busy chatting to you lot, wasn't I? The bots are spamming. Where? How do I get rid of these people? Just ignore them. Oh God, we've got a few super chats. Thank you very much. I will get to them all, I promise. Am I an F1 fan? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Really struggle with it, if I'm honest. I think it's one of those that if I dived into a bit more, that I would fall in love with it probably. But at this moment, nope. This is going to be 0-0 again, isn't it, lads? Anyway, let's get to it. RYU Fogden Army. Simple Fogden Army. Fair play. Fogden's been on the he's been on the channel before. Fogden sent you. Ah, good lad. Me and Fogden go way back. Way back. He's been on there. We did a video about a year ago, I think. He came on Great Touch. He's had unbelievable success. Crazy success. So no subs yet. Roy Hubbard, thank you, mate, for the super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Charlie Taylor's just broken down. He's been struggling with injury, hasn't he? Is that him done? He looks resignated, doesn't he? Roy Hubbard. Hey, congrats on 70k. Thank you, mate. Such an underrated channel. Thank you very much. That's very kind. What happened there? Twin something, didn't he? Charlie Taylor. Sorry, I'm just watching both. Is it time to go for Frank at Chelsea? Or do you think he can turn it around? Do you know what I'm starting to think about him? Is I wonder. Well, actually, I feel like him and Gerrard are cut from the same cloth, or I did, right? Where they're both, and actually, if anything, Gerrard's almost a bit more aggressive, but I think he's probably able to be a little bit more aggressive because he's managing Rangers, who are going to dominate their league generally, right? It's just those big games against Celtic, year in, year out, right? He's obviously in his third year now. And I heard a really good point that someone made, that he brought in Gary McAllister to have that little bit of experience with him. And also, I think the thing about Gary McAllister is Gary McAllister was a great captain. He was captain of all the teams that he played for. And I think he had quite a sort of loving side to him. And maybe Jody Morris is doing that for Chelsea at this stage. But I feel like I'm sort of, with Frank, the press conferences and things like that, it's all right to have that little bit of bite and be honest about it. And that's something that Gerrard's done as well as Frank has. But I'm not sure I'm seeing that like love from him. Do you know what I mean? And I think you need that element of tact, of ability to be tactile with your players now, because footballers are different to what they used to be like. So I think that there's a tweak there that needs to happen with him. It's so much more cutthroat though for him, because it's not an easy ride. Managing Rangers is a much easier ride in terms of on the pitch, I would say. So for him, he needs the time to do it. He overachieved last year. I think a lot of people would say that. Rightly so. I just think, Trent nearly scoring for Liverpool there. I think actually, less so Frank, more so Chelsea. Chelsea need to invest in someone. You look at all these clubs, like Chelsea are always the anomaly that we always sack our manager, but we'll find another one and it's fine. And that is one road to go down. I just don't think it's the most successful road to go down. And if they they sack him, as a club, they look incredibly soulless. Incredibly soulless. When they've had so many players come through. I did a video on it. Go check it out. I think it's called My Problem with Chelsea. I talk about the over-choice that he's had there, and the fact that I think you saw it in the game against Leicester. Just so many changes. It's a different front three. It's a different midfield. It's different centre-back partnerships. All these changes. I feel like he needs to stop with that. And actually, I think the problem that he's going to have now is that, or the problem you have in English football is that when you stop, when you're playing during this period of time, when the Champions League stops, you would hope that that's the time to really start to bed in who your best 11 is. That's something that Man United have done. Overall, you pretty much know, you might have a different striker, but 8-9 of the players are going to be the same players every single week. You're not seeing that with Chelsea. That's a problem. Spurs, you're seeing it. Man City, you're seeing the consistency. The teams that are doing well, Leicester City, the teams are doing well, pretty much the bulk of the starting 11. You don't know that with this Chelsea team, and that's a massive problem. That is a massive problem. And unless he sort of sticks with his 12, 13, he's not gonna. I don't think he's ever gonna get that chemistry. And he will lose his job because it will be so bad. The great run that they went on, they had a nice run of games, but they also stuck with a team. That's what I would say. I think it's on him. I think Chelsea should certainly stick with him for the rest of the season. If they don't get into the Champions League, that is a problem. That is a problem. But for now, I think you would still imagine that they would rise up and get themselves there, right? Another super chat from Theo Angel. You're my dinner, you're my angel. Thogden says Google patriotic alternative. Explain what it is and then I'll do it. I'm getting spammed. I'm getting spammed by the Thogdenites. Is that what they're called? Theo. Skull Thuggery, thank you, bro. Appreciate it, mate. Set piece from... This is where Burnley are dangerous. Because this is going to go to the back post, I would presume. And Tarkowski's going to... He's the right side for him. Wrong side, Mane. He'll win the first contact. Oh, it's a bad ball. Terrible ball. Forget it. Theo Angel, rank these managers. 3 managers. Hassan Hüttl, Chris Wilder, Arteta. Oof. That's such a great question. That's such a good question. How do I rank those 3? God. I guess because they're all pretty close to each other, aren't they, at this moment in time? Arteta's won a trophy. I don't know too much about Hasenhüttl's time at Leipzig. Oh my God, did you just see what Thiago did? And he gave it away, Paul. Hang on. Sorry, I just need to get... Oh, I can't do it. I'm going to go with... It's probably... Chris Wilder's unfortunate, man. I don't think it's a fair question. Oh, that's so tough. I think in terms of who will go down in history as better managers, Wilder will unfortunately probably get stuck with the kinds of teams that he's managing right now. He won't get that big job because he's not as sexy as Hasenhüttl. Salah's coming on, thank God. Hasenhüttl will probably get that next job, and he's done very well at Southampton. Arteta has steadied the ship so far, and I like what he's made of, and I think he will have a good career as a manager. I'm going to go Hasenhüttl. I'm going to go Hasenhüttl, Arteta, Wilder, which annoys me. I actually want to say Wilder, Arteta, but I think the broader opinion on those three managers will be that it will be in that order. Okay. Arteta's made a Lego. Thank you, Gunnar Luke. That's very kind. I mean, imagine that. Imagine I woke up tomorrow and I was on 1 million subs. That'd be mad. That'd be mad. Yeah, what does everyone else think? Arteta is clear. How's he clear? He's had a proper wobble this year. And actually probably was running out of options and had to just rely on the kids who he could trust and were a bit more malleable. The real thing for him is can he take them a step up? You know, they're just in the top half. The only reason Arteta's above... Actually, I'm putting Wilder above him because Arteta's Arteta's won a trophy. That's what kills me in this argument. So you kind of have to put Arteta above him. What have they won? That's it, Fergus. That's it at the end of the day. You know, Wilder's won. He's won two. Well, not two titles. He won League One and got promoted. Very hard. It's very hard to get promoted from the champ. We have ourselves another super chat. What currency is that? CA. CA. Canadian? Is that Canadian, Jacob? Love the Canadian accent. So good. Is Laporte still a top centre-back in the Prem? Of course he is. Last season, the general consensus was... This is how mad and fluid football is. The general consensus was that Man City completely lost their way as soon as he got injured. That's how important he was for Man City. Obviously, you bring in a player like Diaz, and he smashed it, and Stones is there alongside him, and they've got a bit more protection. They're maybe a touch more conservative, and now they just do not concede goals. So Laporte's just. Do you know what? I totally appreciate Guardiola being brave enough to go, do you want the shirt? Here's the shirt, John. Show me what you got. Plays well. And I think there was, he also came out and he wasn't happy with Laporte. Maybe with Laporte, he needs a rocket. I think we forget all of this and it becomes very like black and white. And it's like, okay, he is now a bad player. It's just not true, is it? Jacob, what do you think? I think he's still obviously clearly a brilliant... You don't just lose it. You don't just wake up and go, oh, crap now. Confidence, the psychological aspects of football are completely ignored. And the analysis of the psychology of football is so... it's so hyperbolic and negative. The lack of empathy in analysis, I think, is really disappointing for me sometimes. And so Laporte, he's made some bad mistakes, maybe, and Guardiola's gone, that's the other thing. When I talk about psychology, I'm talking about motivation a lot of the time. It's so important, right? John Stones, you've gone, come on, mate, go prove it to me. And that's and that's something that John Stones is concentrating on. He's not concentrating on making a mistake. He's chasing down the leader. Do you know what I mean? You know when you go for a jog and you see someone in front of you and you go, I'm going to run past them. It's so easy, isn't it? Because all you're focusing on is running past them. What happens when you've got the champions, you know, the championship, or you've got that shirt, is you can lose the hunger, lose the motivation, or be looking over your shoulder. I think John Stones had that a little bit with the price tag and everything, but his expectations have dropped, and now he's just concentrating on, oh, Mo! Need that goal from you, Mo. It's going to be 0-0 again, isn't it? I can't believe it. Yeah, and John Stones has taken his opportunity, and Guardiola deserves a lot of credit for that. Oh, crossing from Trent. Look how many bodies there are in that 6-yard box. This is it. They need a little bit of luck, Liverpool. They need a little bit of luck. We've got we've got ourselves another super chat. Up the chats. Up the super chats. Shall we have a banana? Banana for Allcott. Another super chat is here. Tom Watts. Haaland to City and they'll never lose a game. You do worry, don't you? You do. You massively worry. Come on, Mo Salah. I need some goals from you, son. Oof. I think they for the good of the league, Haaland needs to not go to Man City. Massively. I'd be fascinated to see. I reckon the drop-off in goals from some of the other players in that Man City team. Although this year they've they're not exceeding XG. They're actually underperforming in that and not scoring as many goals as they have done previously. But they are starting to click into gear now. But over the years, the amount of goals that, say, Sterling, for example, scores. I think if Haaland comes into that team, Sterling will struggle to score as many. Liverpool knocking on Salah's door. Burnley's door. I'm starting to feel sorry for Liverpool. Here you go. They are so frustrated. I could completely understand. Yep, 2 bananas today for Allcott. See, that's the other thing. I need to stop Burnley getting clean sheets. Dan Neal's back. We should set up how they're set up now. Because this is getting ridiculous. It's getting down to literally the stat, isn't it? Should we have a look at the average positions, or should I just keep answering questions? Is that better? What's better? 1-0 Burnley, apparently. Is that true? Bobby Turner, hello mate. With the super chat. What's Dwight Mcneil's next move? Good question. So I've just done a video on Wonder Kids, and a little exclusive for you lot because you're spending your evening with me. Thank you very much. And whilst you're here with me, if you would consider subscribing to the channel and liking the stream, that would just be huge for me. It'd be amazing. A reason to subscribe is because, I've just done a video on Wonder Kids, or the Wonder Kid that each team has. Dwight Neal's the obvious option for Burnley because they haven't really got too much else going on, right? And looking at the stats of him, this year he's had a real meh season. He's had a bit of a struggle. And it's down to 3 possible reasons. One could be his progression as a player, in terms of him getting a bit older and maybe the freedom of a youngster, him losing that a little bit. And so with that, you're seeing him have a lot more touches nowadays. But his pass completion's gone down. I don't think he's got a shot on target this season, like full stop. And obviously so many minutes, and he's only got 1 assist so far this season as well. So what that looks like is that he's being a bit cautious. Is he being a bit cautious because of the setup at Burnley, because of the season they're having, or because he mentally is sort of tweaking a little bit how he's playing because he's maybe not got that same confidence that he's had previously? I don't know. My gut feeling is that he looks better because he's in this team. And actually, if you take him and you put him in an Everton team, he doesn't actually inspire you that much or create that much. That's a little bit unfair because you just don't know. You haven't seen him playing in a team that dominates games a little bit more. You know how Burnley play, 4-4-2. You get crosses in from deep, and that's what Dwight Mcneil does because he's part of that system. He hasn't got that same amount of freedom. So for him, in terms of his next move, you've also got a Burnley club that's just been bought, right? So the new owners have come in. What does he do there? Does he stick around because the reinforcements are on their way, the investment's coming, or does he move on to because he needs to believe in himself and he believes that he can play for a more attractive team in terms of the way that they play football? All big decisions. I don't really have an answer for you, mate, in terms of this next move. I guess it depends on Burnley as well if they stay up or not. Still young. So maybe it might be one of those where if Burnley go down, and I don't think they will, but if they were to go down, would it be good for his development long term if he played in the Championship where they were dominating games and then you were able to kind of play in a less functional team and be a bit more of have a key responsibility, which I think he is. He's the most creative player, but I don't think there's a very severe responsibility on him. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of teams that would take him, though. We got ourselves another... I'll tell you what, Charlie, could I just answer that one? The opinions on the Rodri offside yesterday. Do you know what annoys me is that what annoys me so much is that that's a rule. That it's within the rules. I think this year has been a great year for going right. What a save from Alisson! Oh my God, was he offside? Alisson is keeping you in football games. I mean, that's his job, right? But that's your job, isn't it? But the marking, it's those. See what I mean? It's those crosses from deep. Going to catch, and maybe that's what they've been doing the whole game. Put Barnsley just to the side of Matip, so that when you put those deep crosses in, Trent's not tucked in, because obviously he's attacking. I think there needs to be quite a few rule changes in the summer. There seems to be a lot of things that we're like, we all know this doesn't feel right. And so let's change all those things. Let's make it feel right. I think that's important. Because that offside was just embarrassing. I'm not surprised Dean Smith got sent off. It's going to be 0-0, isn't it? Can't believe it. Creative username. Great name. Sorry if you've already talked about Ralph Rumours, but as a Saints fan, I feel like he owes us another season or two for not sacking him after the 9-0. So what's the rumour with Ralph then? Let's have a little look. Hasenhuden. You tell me what the rumour is. I've been podcasting all day. Is it him to go to Chelsea? Is that it? I presume that's it, right? Tells Lampard where he's going wrong. Oh, he's told him where he's gone wrong. Has he? Hasenhüttl. This is interesting. Oh. Can't see it on that one very well. Let me move it across. He has some qualities you really have to focus on. Ralph Hasenhüttl tells Frank Lampard how to get the best out of Timo Werner. Okay. As the vice-Chelsea boss, Frank Lampard... I know Timo Werner has seen him in situations. He was not good. played his best position. Most of the time when I've seen this is because the reason his game doesn't fit him. The team didn't play in the way he can bring a best position. He has some qualities. I mean, this is the thing. With Chelsea, if Hasenhüttl goes... Sorry, if Lampard goes, there's two options for me. It's Brendan Rodgers or it's Hasenhüttl. Hasenhüttl actually feels like a little bit of a jump, maybe. You might even see Tuchel as the other option. A German manager would make complete sense. With the likes of Werner and Havertz there, that they've spent so much cash on, they need to be able to get their return on that investment. Hasenhüttl's great. He's done great, but he was given time. That's the thing. That is the thing. All these managers, that's why you don't give up on Lampard just yet. Surely that's why Man United didn't give up on Solskjaer, and now he's actually doing. He's getting there. Hasenhüttl, same thing. There are going to be these wobbles, but I think you're seeing if you stick by these managers, if you invest in the people, then you start to get the rewards. The question is, is Lampard the kind of person to invest in? I think he still is. Hope that answers your question, mate. God, the super chats are flying in. We'll get to all of them. I promise you. 20 minutes to go in this game. Oh, Dwight Mcneil with a bit of saucy movement there. Did well, didn't he? Oh, no. Yeah, cross was so-so. Right. Absolutely nothing wrong with the Rodri incident. What do you mean? Rules are rule. That's what I mean. But change it then. Change the rule. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right rule for the game. Rules are there to be broken, isn't it? Charlie Miller, thank you very much for your super chat, mate. Appreciate it. Hello, mate. Would love to know your thoughts on Norwich this season. How could we manage in the Prem next season? So I have just answered that one. So if you scroll back a little bit, maybe about 10 minutes, we were talking about Norwich. I can manage the Prem next season. I don't think you need to change too much, because the point would be is that you've got players 2 years older and wiser in comparison to the. Oh, Firmino, is this a bad chance he's just missed? Let's see this. Yeah, I don't think you need to change too much. Look, maybe that's a bit more solid investment to really give it a proper go this time. You've got to score from this situation, haven't you? Oh, that is such a terrible finish from Firmino. What? He's panicking and he's worried. Crap. That is crap. Poor from Firmino. The head's gone on a lot of these guys. It needs need one to go in off their arse. 20 shots to 4. Ollie Harvey. Can West Brom stay up? Who can we sign to improve? Who can you sign to improve? I mean, you can sign up. You can stay up. Of course. Liverpool on the break again here. Sadio Mane looking to find Trent's just behind him though. And now they've got enough bodies back. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to defend in numbers. They're going to be ready to block. They're not going to commit to tackles. They're going to wait for the shot. It's a nightmare playing Burnley when they're like this. You've got to hurry up. Because once they're back, that's it. Trying. He's gone Salah. Come on. They deserve to win, don't they? They're the only team knocking, really. There you go. That little punch to Trent. Oh, they are. Oh, Salah bottled it. Go on, Trent. I'd love to see Trent just get that form back. And ball. Oh, his arm was down. He's not giving it. That'll go to VAR. I don't think he'll go though. West Brom to stay up. I think the problem is they're trying to sell the club, aren't they, Ollie? If I'm right. And if they're trying to sell the club, then they don't really want to spend too much money, but at the same time they want to stay in the league. I think that likes of Grant is a good signing, because if you go down, it's fine. And he could be that Shea Adams maybe for you in a year or so. In terms of that impact this year, I think that's where you've got a chance with Allardyce, so it's probably not about the guys. He was linked with James Tompkins, wasn't he? He was linked with James Tompkins. Who else have you been linked with? West Brom transfer news. Let's have a look. Snodgrass, yeah, of course he's come in. That's a good shout because you're going to get quality delivery, right? I think it's going to be tough for you. And there's, 3 teams have got to go down. Are you one of the 3 worst teams? I think you are. So that's your problem. So then you need to play functionally, which is what Allardyce is going to come in and do for you. So that's great. Wolves, I wouldn't get too carried away with the Wolves win because I think Wolves are really struggling at the moment. Chowdhury wouldn't be a bad option. Loves the sending off. Bit naughty, maybe a bit of an Allardyce player. It's difficult, isn't it? Because they just need to be big, don't they? Where's the pod? The pod goes up tomorrow, mate. We had some problems, and so we had to record a little bit later. If you were a patron, you would have already seen it, and it was glorious. Flav does some dancing with us. Will, they miss your super chat? No way. Oh no, I'm sorry. Where? Hang on, let me find it. Oh, there you are, Will. Sorry, bud. Biggest what if moment in football? Have I missed anyone else's? No, just you, bud. Sorry, Will. Will Lomas, biggest what ifs in football? What if moment in football? Oof. I mean, if Harry Kane squares it, that's probably one. If Roberto Baggio signed for QPR like it was linked with in the Daily Mail when I was on a plane back from a holiday from Mallorca, if what else is there? What if moments? Let me know. I'll react to some of yours if you can think of them. I think that's got to be one. The Harry Kane moment. Lampard. We get to 2-2. Do we get ourselves back in that game? Do we win it? Probably not. So we're terrible. Gerrard slip. Sure. The Gerrard slip. What if? All ifs and buts and maybes. I haven't. I've seen the Klopp and Dyche clash like down the tunnel. I didn't see it I didn't see any more than that. $15 minutes left and it's happening again. Liverpool fans, how are you feeling right now? You've got to be hurting. You've got to be. Just got to be so frustrating, right? Massive. On the charge. What's that? Whilst I've got you here, 50 minutes left in this game. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, if you would consider doing so, that would be lovely. Next stop's 80k. That's the dream. That's what we're trying to get to next. I mean, obviously, the long-term dream is 100k. But one thing at a time. So if you are watching for the first time and you haven't hit subscribe, or if you've been watching some of the videos recently, smash it. Smash that button for me. What if Shawcross never broke Ramsey's leg? That was an accident, wasn't it? James, would love to see you do a collab with Hugh Wizzy. That would be great, man. Always gotten well with Wizzy. Chatting to him. When did I chat to him? Chat to him just before Christmas. We had a good chat. These are official cracks, aren't they, for Liverpool? What kind of collab would you want to see? Do you know what I always say? I did this thing with Wizzy once and I completely disagreed with him. He said that Sanchez was finished and it was when he'd just gone to Man United. And I thought he was saying it because... Cross comes in. I thought he was saying it just because, he was a little bit salty because Arsenal had just sold him. But he was right. He had reasons at the time. He said he's a little bit jaded here. 29, he's not been the same since the start of the season. Which again, I thought were maybe psychological reasons. But he's struggled ever since, it seems. What am I going to do when I pass Ball Street? Subs-wise, I'll probably have another Q&A with you lot. He gave me the wink and the gun. Joe Tomlinson. Yeah, that needs to happen, Josh. He keeps pinching my ideas, Joe. Thank you, Ben. Collab with Specs Gonzalez. I did Saturday Social with Specs, and he's hilarious. He was funnier off camera than he was on camera. I love him. What a guy. So talented. So funny. I'd love to go to the No Rules show. I would love that. He's so funny on that podcast. Because a good friend of mine is Joe Walker, who's been on it, who's also super, super talented. He's a big Crystal Palace. Anyone here is a Crystal Palace fan? Joe Walker is someone you should be following on Twitter. Big Palace fan, really good lad. And yeah, he's been on No Rules podcast a couple of times. Can you believe it, guys? I haven't had to go to the toilet yet. Amazing. Me and Rory, every time we have a chat on the phone, I'll definitely be doing a collab with Rory at some point. Every time I chat to him on the phone, at the end we go, we've got to do something. We've got to do something together. And we can't figure out what it is. What should we do? Tell me what we should do, and me and Rory will do it. It's just crosses after crosses, isn't it? It's so tough for Liverpool to break it down. Smithody! The one, the only Smithody is here. Hello, fella. We're speaking about you again in the pod. Recorded today. Goes out tomorrow. So we've got another question for you. Very important question you need to answer. Smith says, Smith believes I can do it. 100k in no time. We pray. I dare to dream to be like the Smithmeister and hit the 100k barrier. Anyone watching this now, you could be a part of that. Just hit the bloody button. Minamino's on the charge here. Let's have a look at these stats. See where they're at. It's not going for him, is it? It is not going for him. Huge frustration. You've got to be so frustrated if you're a Liverpool fan right now. 23 shots to 4, 70% possession. See, that's the one though, isn't it? This is what I mean. I told you. They will block and block and block. 8 shots blocked. 23 shots, only 6 on target. 9 corners. They haven't had a corner, Burnley. Oh! Is it a penalty? He's given a penalty! No! Oh my God. Oh, cracks. Liverpool cracks appearing everywhere. Oh my God. Oh, it's definitely a penalty. Stonewall penalty. Wow. He gets there first. Is there clear contact? It is. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. That's not a penalty, Rob. Definitely a penalty. Definitely a penalty for me. Smith, do you not think that's a penalty? I think that's a penalty. Why is it not a penalty? If you look, his Alisson's body weight afterwards, it's his hip and his thigh. Collect him. That's where it gets him. I'm amazed everyone's saying it's not a penalty. Puts it away. Ashley Barnes, who's not in my fantasy team. Salaries. I'd like to see it again. I think. What are you losing? I feel that's like an obvious pen to me, right? Can I just get a yes or a no on a pen? Is it a penalty? Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Wow, they're going to lose at home. Amazing. They've done a job on them. They've done a job on them. Look, more yeses than nos. There you go. Because you feel more aggrieved when it doesn't work out, don't you? 100, congratulations to Ashley Barnes. Well done, Ashley. 100th senior goal. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was a penalty. Yeah, thank you, Finian. We scored a goal. Come on. What a moment. After probably about 6-7 hours of watching football to make content about that football, and we have a goal. It's a miracle. At least it's not 0-0. That's it. Oh, Wijnaldum falling over there. You wonder now. I just wonder if that kind of how they react to this, Liverpool. Is there that abandonment of, oh, are we going to score? And it's just like, we need to score. Do you know what I mean? They just up the tempo a bit, get on with it. Oh, Trent forcing it. Let's look at the ratings on SofaScore. I'll get to that super chat in just a sec. Ratings on SofaScore as it stands here. See if you agree with this, guys. Nicky Pope with an 8. Sadio Mane with an 8. Interesting. Won 6 of his 9 duels. That's interesting. Ashley Barnes, the goal will help with that. Shaqiri, who I do think Shaqiri's been quite bright at times. Where's Trent in all of this? Oh, here he is. Trent doing so-so. 7 out of 10 then. 2 centre-backs doing bits. They're going long. They're going long. Oh, they are. Look, this is going to be chaos this last 5 minutes. We ain't got time for stats now. Let's just watch the bloody game, innit? Oh. Wow. Right, the super chats are on the way in. Yeah, last few minutes here, guys. So, 68 games, is it? And it's Burnley. Who would have had that? Who would have said that? Amazing. Klopp's going to get so rattled, isn't he? What's he going to say? Ben Sanders. Not related to tonight's game, but as a Palace fan, interested in your opinion on Zaha. So you're new to the channel, Ben. Hi, Ben. Welcome. Do you think he has what it takes at the Big Six? Yeah. I think he does. I think he totally does. I think you've seen he's a bit more clinical this year, which is great. Obviously, he's playing as a centre forward, so you now know he can play as a centre forward or as a left winger, which is great. I think he's. Yeah, I think his XG is quite good as well this year. I think as well in terms of scoring goals. So he's scoring the goals, the chances that he's getting, taking penalties as well, which is probably going to help him a little bit as well. But I've always been a massive Zaha fan. I did a video looking at an 11 from teams outside the top 6, and Zaha was my left wing forward, and I put him in there, and it was one of those where some people were going what, but I just think in terms of pure talent, he's fantastic. The skill of being able to beat a player cannot be underestimated, because you just take people out of the game so much. So I'm a massive fan of his, definitely. I think the thing is does he, who pays the money to get him? And then does it feel like a good investment, because is he going to deliver on that scale? But I think if you look at him and Traore, is there a massive difference between the two of them? And you look at Traore going to these big clubs. So I don't think there's any reason why he can't go there. I hope it answers your question, Ben. I also did a video in the summer about Eze after he moved to Palace, if you are a Palace fan. Brendan Rogers, why am I saying that? Brendan, thank you for the super chat, mate. And thank you for the super chat, Ben Sanders as well. Are you worried about playing Pompey next season? Absolutely not. Is that because you're going up or because we're going down? Am I right in saying Pompey's struggling a little bit this season? Let's have a look. Oh, no, you're third. Oh, God, you're flying. God, miles off. Well, did you have a little wobble at one point? Were you struggling a few weeks back? You're on a great run. 1 for 4 of the last 5. As long as it's in the Championship, I won't be worried. But Portsmouth are on the way back. Another massive club. Are big enough to get themselves, with the fan base they've got, to get themselves. It's a matter of time, isn't it, until you do get yourselves in the Championship. Great fans. I mean, Oh, Firmino again. I mean, it was a missed kick from Trent. It's not happening, is it, lads? It is not happening. I wasn't too bad from Trent, to be fair. It was a good strike. Firmino just looks so devoid of confidence, doesn't he? You almost just want him to kind of... You want him to be more angry when he's missing these chances. So, yeah, not worried, bro. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Daniel Watson. Any Liverpool fans, you've got to be so frustrated right now. Man City have got to be absolutely delighted. That's the beauty of this league as well. It's the accumulation of it. You know, because now every single game puts more pressure on it. So it carries on and carries on. Archie, yeah, so how can one team have it's just one of those days? Mate, you know what I mean, though. They look like they're dominating every game they play. Oh, look, they're going to get another one. Go on, Dwight. Still hasn't got a shot on target. Firmino, though. Firmino. It's getting to that point, isn't it? Look, of course, there are those players that offer so much, and he does. But his confidence at the moment is shot. He almost needs this season to sort of be over. To be able to start again. Bloody hell. Ben Sanders, next gaffer for CPFC after Roy retires. Eddie Howe. I think Eddie Howe's a really good shout. I quite want to dive into Palace a little bit more and do a video on them because I was chatting to a friend of mine who's talking about the under 23s and the football that they're playing, and also the kind of change in the personnel that Roy's been bringing in. You know, the likes of Eze, bringing him and playing him. You know, he brought in Max Meyer, but he felt like they needed to be a lot more functional then. So he didn't really... Max Meyer's... I think there's a lot of Palace fans who actually quite like Max Meyer. He just never got a chance to play as a 10. They've got another corner here. The corner and the crowd roars. We're at 91 minutes. 91-22 I'm on. I think Eddie has a great shout. That was the point I was going to get to, is that I think he's brilliant. He would be brilliant for Palace in terms of the size of the club, but also the football that they want to play. Alisson comes up. Oh, he nearly won the header. That's a push. He's not giving it. They're going to break. Alisson's going back in. Imagine if Alisson scores here. Oh, they got away with it. Is Alisson going to stay up there still? Oh, Trent. Trent's another one. Bless him. And Ashley Barnes goes down. And he's not injured. He's just killing the game. Marthy says pen ref. I think that is a pen. Personally. Cracks. Poor Trent. Poor Trent. Running out of time. I can't believe it. I guess it's got to happen at some point. Is this is this Liverpool out of it? We'll look at the standings in a sec. Got to be close to full time now. Still a minute left on my watch. My watch. The Sky Watch. Oh, we have a laugh, don't we? We have a laugh. Fourth, 34 points. Man City with a game in hand and 4 points clear. That makes them 7 points clear if the score stays the same. 45 seconds left. Minamino with the ball. Plays it out to Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's had a tough game. He's got the cross in. But it's blocked. Tried to throw it through to Salah, but didn't happen. Salah's got the ball now. Is he able to keep it hold of it? He has got it. Trent's got it now. He's going to look to get that cross again. Unable to do so. Minamino with the ball now. He's looking for the corner. He's got the corner. It's the last throw of the dice for Liverpool. Alisson will be making his way up. Here he comes. It's now or never. Burnley should not be conceding from a set piece. I said it in the first couple of minutes of the game. Rolls in with the cross. Pope comes out and he says, no, not on my watch. The Holy Pope. Say your prayers have been answered, Burnley. Ben me, man of the match. Yeah, who's your man of the match, everyone? James became 1950s baseball commentator. I am very good at commentary. That was something that I did want to do. James for Sky Sports. I agree, Chris Miller. Get me in there. Get me in there. I'm ready. James for BT Sports. I'll go anywhere. Honestly, I'll go absolutely anywhere. Man of the match. Is that it? That's got to be it, isn't it? Has to be it. The chat's saying full time. Presume it's coming. You wonder though with this that it's got to a point where like actually okay right that's gone now, that record's gone, start again. Oh, Pope. Woof. That's it. What a win for Burnley. Congratulations to them. Did a job. I mean, that's been coming, hasn't it, for Liverpool? Because if time and again you can't score a bloody goal, sooner or later they're going to get one down the other end. 69 games, 55 wins, 13 draws, and now a defeat to Burnley. Wow. Let's have a look at the let's have a look at the table, guys. It is not pleasant reading if you're a Liverpool fan right now. Big fat hairy cracks, guys, I'm afraid. Smelly hairy cracks. I wonder though. I wonder if that's one where it's like there's two ways of looking at that. You could almost like go, okay, we don't have to worry about that record anymore. They can't seem to score a goal at the moment, though. Alisson's been salty. Mate, for me, it's definitely a penalty. Liverpool haven't scored in 4 games. I don't think I've ever seen Liverpool on a run of where the last 5 games, draw, loss. Wow. Everyone said the Premier League was finished when they went in there, when they went top. Now look at them. 6 points off Man United. Soon to be, if Man City continue the run that they're on. And I think they've got some nice games coming up as well, if I'm right. I'm pretty sure they do. Before having some biggies coming up as well. And we'll have a look at that in a second. But could go 7 points clear. Wow. Penrith. Oh, wow. 21 is coming, Jesper and Jacob. Wow. The thing is, though, you know, how do you change this? If you're Liverpool, how do you change this? Because, look, and we think we had the tactics here, right? When you're playing a team, let's have a look at how they set up, right? So they will set up like this. Brady will come and have the wide man. Taylor will be right here. You've got 2 guys who will sit on their toes and work the bollocks off. Barnes will be right here and Wood will be there. And that's, you know, that's almost conservative. Mcneil will be right here. Trent likes to play here. He's starting in these areas. Shaqiri went off. Let's have it fair. Salah came on. Chamberlain. Was Chamberlain there by the end? I can't remember him much, to be honest. Origi was terrible. But, you know, you think of your centre forward. Mane's always playing in here. Robertson's playing out wide here. In terms of that man-for-man scenario. Wijnaldum. Thiago has his free reign because they don't get on him. They look to stop. You go man-for-man here, don't you? It needs to be when you are going to defend as deep as that. It does come down to a little bit of brilliance or the pace of which you're playing at. That's the thing. And they had chances that first half. Origi has that chance. You've got to take it. Firmino had a great chance. He's got to take it. Let's have a look at the big chances in this game, actually. How many big chances did they have? If we have a look at the stats for the last game. Burnley, here we go. Come on. Hang on. Here we go. Wow. Not good. Not good, guys. If you're a Liverpool fan. Big chances. Where are we? One big chance, it says. Firmino's had a great chance in that game, for sure. Firmino's had 2 good chances, I would say. So they're not suggesting is if you have 21 shots, you need to be cute enough to get yourself a goal. You've got to, haven't you? I don't know. Can you get the XG this quickly? I'd love to know. 689 people here right now. If you could, as Football with Ariane has just said, hit the like button for me. That would be huge. Hit the subscribe button as well. We are celebrating 70k right now, but we could celebrate 80k with your help. All you got to do is click that button for me. It'd be massively helpful, and we can do more of these lives, because if you are enjoying this, then I'll know, because you'll have hit the bloody like button. Back to the tactics board. It's tough to break these teams down, and especially if you're thinking of the guile of this team, right? He's going to be looking to play in Alexander-Arnold. We saw that a few times. Minamino came on, didn't he? And I think offered that little bit more to create 3 in an overload there, because that's the other thing, isn't it? Often Chamberlain or Henderson, it would be here, would come here and help out here, and Arnold would get further forward, or he'd play those balls in a little bit quicker, a little bit earlier. Minamino came on, and so they didn't have that backup, but then you get the overload here, so I like that as well, and they did create chances there. I just think Burnley are a tough team to break down anyway, and so when the confidence is low as well, that just adds to the mess of it all. But they had the chances to do it, right? They had the opportunities to do it. They've got to get better with these overloads around these sides, because teams are just going to allow them to come to play the ball through the middle and just stand still there. I think they need to stretch them a little bit more. Like I said in the first half when we were talking at half time, the ability to be, is the third runner Wijnaldum, or, are you getting Trent even further forward here? If you're not, then those little passes to him need to be better. Is it one where you need to get Minamino involved a little bit more? Shaqiri, I thought, had an okay game, but again, he's just trying to punch it through and thread the needle. Tough. I think we saw with Barnes, what I did like, we saw it a few times. There was a couple of crosses. Just bring Alexander back. Imagine they're in the penalty box, actually. We'll just do it. There was a few times where Alexander-Arnold was so far forward that Barnes was sort of working in this area and had a great chance himself, actually. I think that probably would have been his big chance. And Wood was actually the one coming home to help, because always, when it's Burnley, the crosses will always come from here. They won't get themselves down to the byline because they want to allow this space here to allow their front 2 to go and win them. And there were a few lovely times where Brady got those crosses in there, which is that's how they play, right? Against teams that aren't as good as Liverpool, they'll be able to work it through a little bit more and get more of those crosses in. It's a bit of a percentage game with them. But they hung in there. For me, it was a penalty, for sure. Klopp out, says Connor Judge. Any final questions? Oh, the XG's come through, apparently. 2.6 to 0.93 for Burnley. I think that sounds about right to me. I support QPR, my friend. I support QPR. You think that Thiago would grab the game by the bollocks? I think the thing is, with Thiago supposedly grabbing the game by the bollocks, the problem you've still got with him is maybe he wants to find Shaqiri in this game, and he's looking to punch it to him. And I think you're right in that. He's the one who gets it moving quickly. And I think you saw there was a chance that was created in the first half as well. I was going a bit crazy about it. Got the ball, quick half turn, played the ball, played it through a few lines, and they were on their way. But Burnley were a lot higher up the pitch at that moment in time. I feel like there's a problem here with these midfielders. You've not got those attacking midfielders who are going to get the ball in the half spaces. And then even if they're not going to get the ball in the half spaces, they've got the confidence to dribble past a player, to take a player out of the game. And then when you take a player out of the game, that's when Tarkowski goes, oh shit, I've got to go to him. Or Taylor, I've got to go to him. Then when that happens, then that's when they're able to play in those other players. This is something that Liverpool don't have right now, or it doesn't feel like it. Or I think is it a fair point? You guys let me know. Shaqiri, I think, is the one that Klopp wants to be that person. But for me, I don't think Shaqiri's not going and standing in those clear pockets of space, those clear areas. And has he got the burst of pace? To do that in these areas on the right hand side? Maybe if you have him in the middle. Imagine this is. Let's get Shaqiri involved. Where is he? Where is Shaqiri? Where are you? There he is. Maybe if Shaqiri, so you've got that midfielder there, he actually needs to stand here. And pick up the ball there. Or you need Origi to go and do that, or Firmino to go and do that, to take players out of the game. The problem with Origi is he doesn't really want to do that, I don't think. I think he wants to be a proper centre forward. Shaqiri didn't maybe do that enough. And also, I guess, in the first half, he had Oxlade-Chamberlain was there. That was actually the problem. He had Shaqiri up here, so he's not going into those spaces. Maybe he was drifting into them to allow Alexander-Arnold. But then Alexander-Arnold, you don't have enough. He's a crosser from deep, which at the moment is not really suiting Liverpool. You need someone who's a bit more of a dribbler. A player who would be great for Liverpool would be someone like Tariq Lamptey. Because Tariq Lamptey, then you can play Mane inside, you can play Salah inside, and you can play these two up here. Then you've got basically 6, or you can drop one in and it's that, or you can just be a little bit more conservative. But you've got 2 players that can go all the time. That's how you're going to get overloads and break down these teams, I think. Because then you're getting the ball to here, and then you're in behind them. They're not able to get in behind them at the moment. I think it's a real problem. Real problem for them. Max Aaron's same kind of vibe. Yeah. They're not able to get behind. If you're going to be that defensive, you need to create these overloads to get into these areas. This is what Man City have done really well for a long time against teams that just defend for their lives. You need to be able to get there. So if you have these 3, you can create the overload and it be here. And I think that happened, didn't it? In one moment, Firmino had it. I mean, it was a ball was given away. Maybe it wasn't the same amount of build-up. That's the problem they've got at the moment. You know, if you swap that in with, let's look at Man City at the moment, who play against teams who do the same thing. When they do play one that drops, you know, you have Mahrez who stays out wide, Sterling stays out wide. Pardon me. Actually, put him there. He probably just does play as a proper left back. Actually, you have these guys who come in because here that's why you can be that little bit safer as inverted fullbacks. Wijnaldum is the Sterling here, right? And then you end up having centre forward, De Bruyne or Silva. You've got your 5, and that's going to allow you to play in those half spaces. That's the Guardiola way of playing football. That when teams are playing well and teams are dropping deep, it's so hard to defend against. Or forget it being so hard to defend against. It's just your best chance. It's your best chance. And now, for the first time, it feels like Liverpool haven't got the right personnel. Get your final thoughts in the chat. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. At least consider it for me if you've enjoyed the stream today. I'm going to read out your comments for the last couple of minutes of this bad boy. And then I will thank you for spending your evening with me. And thank you to anyone who has subscribed and got me to 70k. And cheers for that one. As we finish off our final non-alcoholic Becks. Drink responsibly. Vadex Owen 99. Firmino has been dreadful for the last year. He's hurting for sure. He's struggling. And, you know, no one can be exempt from criticism when it gets to this point, you know. That was the thing. I said this on... When did I say it? I said it in the podcast last week. I said no one's... People going, oh, it's just a game. There's something fundamentally wrong now. You know, you've got to say that. Because they are knocking, but they're not scoring. Shout out to Burnley, I agree. Obviously, I've been talking a lot about Liverpool, but that's because they're probably, you know, the more proactive team in this one. But Burnley, that's a massive win for them. Absolutely huge win for them. Premier League table, where are they now? That's, you know, we're looking at the wrong end, aren't we? Burnley up 19 points. Brilliant. Wow. Fulham will be gutted with that one. I mean, it's a long way from over. Brighton need to be careful as well. Fulham need to start turning these unlucky defeats into wins now and those draws into wins. Because they're going to get cut adrift, and that's, they've actually played some good football at times. You think, but that's it. Burnley will get themselves some of these wins. Newcastle are not out of it as well. Keep an eye on them. They are struggling. I don't think they've won in 8 now. Oh, soz. Right. Mcneil started and scored in the 7-0. Yet has only had the last 10 minutes of game since. I think I'd like to see Mcneil get a few more minutes. I would. Tried to tell you, James, Liverpool haven't been the same for a long time. What excuse now? I think you're running out of excuses now when it's the same things happens again and again. There's got to be a pattern there, and if you just think they're just going to get on with it and be fine, then yeah, you're sorely mistaken. Something needs to change. Something needs to click. William Russell Harvard, what do you think of Palace's new signing today? I don't know who it is, I'm afraid. I'm going to look. Liverpool needs to stop playing a high defensive line to draw the opposition out more and create more space in behind. I think that's actually quite a good idea as well. I like that. Something needs to happen because, I think that's the thing is you've got to this high press. It's so difficult to probably get out of their bones. It's in their bones right now, right? Yeah, that's right. Sheffield United are on their way. Should Harvey Elliott be called back early? I think that would very much upset the likes of Shaqiri and Minamino. I think maybe with this you're giving Shaqiri a chance here, and if he's not up to it, then that will be the end of Shaqiri. I could see Shaqiri being moved on maybe in the summer. I think this shows what midfield players are fantastic. That the midfield is fantastic in a system, but the system isn't working. And they don't have the individual quality to make it. That's what I spoke about in my video with them. It's that talent versus teamwork. And someone made a really good comment. Is that the amount of plaudits that they got last season, but maybe that was the quality of the system at the time, and how well it was known. Covered the amount of quality that there is there. Klopp's a genius, so Klopp can find another way of getting there. And they're still going to win a lot of games. But it feels like the system's not been found out, but I just think it's well known. Do you know what I mean? And so all these crosses coming in, they're easily it's an easily solvable problem. Early crosses, you've got more of a chance. But these kind of like, we've tried everything, let's put it in the box. It's difficult. Jacob Hodder, should Liverpool think of refurnishing the attack? I think for me, like, people aren't afraid of Firmino, in terms of a low block. That's a problem. I think instead of him dropping out wide, the team needs to play wider. Stretch the pitch that way. Depeche agrees, absolutely. You wouldn't call any of these midfielders world class. I think they need to you need to evolve the team. You have to keep evolving the team, but you want to kind of level up each time, don't you? So, go get Mbappe. That might be interesting. Can Klopp play the way that Guardiola plays? And if he can't, can he still dominate all these teams the same way? Can they rediscover this form? Oliver Stevens. Are you serious? Oliver Stevens is now Klopp out. Wow. Imagine that. That's obviously a joke, isn't it? Right? That's a joke, right, Oliver? Is Klopp the type of manager that can change his system? I think that's what I mean. I'm intrigued to know. Arsenal will be 4 points off Liverpool if they win against Southampton. What is this division? West Ham are 2 points off Liverpool after nearly 20 games. I think got a little bite there. Yeah, Southampton fan, Yippee Yang's not feeling so special anymore. Right, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. It was nice just watching the footy with you guys. And maybe we could do it again sometime, you know, if this was something that you enjoyed. If you can, I haven't checked the stream. I don't know how many likes we're on or whatever it might be, but yeah. How many likes we're on? Oh, wow. Oh, my God. 524 likes. So pretty much all of you dudes have been doing it the whole time. So that's pretty special. That's amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for spending your evening with me. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone who's subscribed to the channel. We go again now. We don't let this slip. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you've enjoyed the stream, and we can do more. And if everyone on their way out could smash that like button, that would be glorious as well. I love you all. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves, and keep smiling. This lockdown's not forever. Go get some exercise. Go look after yourselves. And keep smiling, like I said. The podcast will be out tomorrow. Until then. Oh, sorry, Caleb. Just tuned in. Right, guys. Yeah, until next time, it's goodbye.